All right, so yeah, round of applause for round one storytellers. So Ron and I are going to tell you a little bit about our trip, and then we went on a road trip of our own from Florida to Savannah to Raleigh to Newburgh, like all sorts of weird places, and then back up into Philly, and where we met up with Lee, and then New York. So we have a little video, a little documentary about the trip, but we're gonna do something very rough because we basically just got back, so we barely had time for editing. But we will tell you a little about what the kind of characters you're gonna see and under what context we met them. Yeah. So we started off in St. Augustine, where we were hosted by an incredibly larger-than-life woman, and she had this open-air house with an outdoor shower, and I know what were some of the things there.
Oh, it's just very, like, the house, if you guys can hear me, the house was like a 150-year-old Spanish Victorian-style house, so it was all open air. Like, the woman was very kind, very nice, and it's just the idea, a lot of people kind of freak out about the idea of taking a shower outside next to a bunch of chickens clucking in the background. So it's like really cool stuff. But she was a very nice person. Like, the whole couch surfing experience was awesome. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And then we went up to Savannah, and we arrived there like around 6 or 7 o'clock, which in the South is kind of late. That's like nighttime, you know. So we arrive, and we get into this big apartment complex, and we see outside on the balcony, we see a kayak, and we see a dude strumming on a banjo, and Ron's like, "That's our couch surfing."
It's totally our couch surfing.
And of course, it ended up really being him. And, so we come in, and they were just these incredible musicians, but their occupation was being aeronautical engineers for Gulfstream. And so, you know, these incredibly talented people that you meet along the road. Nice.
Yeah, it was just cool because like, a lot of people wouldn't picture an aeronautical engineer playing the banjo and beating on a drum on their balcony in Savannah, Georgia. But it just goes to show you the mixture of people out there. They're all related to the travel community. You know, you just meet so many interesting people. Yeah.
You know, and it's the people is really what made our journey so amazing. Like, one day we were driving east towards Outer Banks. We didn't think we were going to make it because there was a big storm. So we decided, hey, let's just find a cool place to eat. So we saw a sign that said 5 miles to the nearest gas station off this exit. So we're like, all right, this is where we're going to go.
Was that like Farmville, or what was the name of the town?
I think we passed Farmville.
It was past Farmville. Yeah. It was some really small town.
Oh, no, it was the original Nashville, North Carolina.
Ah, that's what it was.
And yeah, so we went there, and we stopped by this little diner that we were recommended to check out. And it ended up being closed, and everything there is either closed at 11 a.m. or it doesn't open till 5 p.m. and it's just really hard to find a good place to eat. So we stopped by this little diner, and it's closed for renovations. But immediately the owner jumps out, and she's like, "Hey, you guys are from New Jersey? Like, come inside. We're not open, but let me at least serve you some pie."
She had a much deeper Southern accent.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. But I mean,
come on.
Really sweet,
yeah, why don't you could pull out the Southern accent.
Yeah, I'll pull out the Southern accent. So we pull up in front of the diner, and it's like closed. There's a sign outside written in permanent marker, things like blue or black, saying closed for renovations. But as soon as we pull up to the diner, to the front door, we're sitting in the car, this like nice country woman comes out from North Carolina, and she's like, "Hey, y'all look like y'all on a road trip." And we're just like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing." And then from there, she's like, "Well, at least we're closed down, but y'all can at least come in. Let me give you a piece of pie." So we go inside, and we get a lot more than just a piece of pie. We get 4 pieces of pie and banana pudding.
And it's like 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's super early in the morning.
Eating anything today.
Yeah. But I mean, it was like the sweetest and creamiest and most filled with sugar pie I've ever had, or breakfast I've ever had in an entire day. It was crazy.
We were literally, our hands were shaking after eating all this sugar. So, you know, it's just the hospitality that we saw on this trip was really unbelievable. And it was, you know, it kind of made me, you know, rethink about, you know, the necessity of living in the city and in New York. Like, we think that there's all this explosion of energy that's so vital to our existence, but, you know, really not having to worry about, you know, money that much, and, you know, where it's a lot cheaper to live somewhere in the South, and, you know, you just can worry about people and about connecting with others, and, you know, there's so many more things in life than just the hustle of the day-to-day, and it was really awesome to experience that.
Yeah, it's not just the South. I mean, so I remember when I first met Jonathan, like, we literally met, what, 6 weeks prior to going on the trip. We met on a bus going from Aspen, Colorado to Denver, and we just happened to meet and we started talking. We're like, hey, let's go on this road trip, to inspire people that you don't have to go to Asia, or you don't have to go to the Philippines or Australia. You don't have to go so far away from home to get the true travel experience and find that hospitality that's everywhere. Yeah.
So we're going to show you a little video that's going to that really quickly captures just like the faces and some nice little expressions that people used along the road. So enjoy, and there'll be plenty more video content that we'll be releasing on our blog, on Ron's blog and our website over the course of the next few months. So.
And just to preface that too, sorry, but I have never met Jon before, face to face, until we met in Philly, where I showed him my old neighborhood. I grew up in Philly, but we've been working on Skype and on over the phone for like 3-4 months by now.
Yeah.
My DPE board recommended him to produce the feature, and I've only known him as a 2D thing on a screen or over the phone. So I met him a couple days ago in Philly. So this kind of tells you a little bit about that moment.
You'll see the meeting
The
moments.
hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Enjoy.